Mike, something's happening right now, and it's in Boston, by the way. Two different sides of the woke culture are butting heads.
Signs are popping up in Winchester about Muslim women that are causing confusion and outrage. But now the debate.
Now, what do you think? What do you think the signs are? What do you think the signs are they're posting about Muslim women that's causing confusion and outrage?
Yeah, this is this is a meme that's kind of been going already. We were talking about this last night in Discord,
and now it's IRL.
This is the new. It's okay
to be white.
It's Islam is right about women,
dude. It's beautiful. Sometimes these people come up with some perfect stuff. This one's perfect because you can't criticize it.
What are you going to criticize Islam?
No, of course not.
That's Islamophobic.
You're right,
dude.
Let's play it.
Controversial signs are popping up in Winchester about Muslim women that are causing confusion and outrage.
But now the debate has been sparked here in Winchester. Are these free speech or hate speech?
I love that we're like 4chan autists.
They keep falling for it.
All they do is sit there and just look for they just look for little vulnerabilities and little cracks. And
yeah.
What if like you're just constant, you know the people that were always like trying to figure out a way to break the new rule, you know what I mean? They go, all right, fine, you know what, we're gonna do this then. Well, kids keep sneaking out of school to go smoke, so we're gonna put locks on all the fire doors now. Now they have to, the alarm will go off if they can't. I don't know, we'll slip out a window.
Yep.
Fucking put a little, I'll shimmy down a fucking drain pipe and I'll go out and have a cigarette. I don't care. All right, fine, we're gonna put gates up around the school. All right, who's the skinniest kid we got in school? Can you get through those gates? All right, that's what 4chan is for society. They're constantly going, I can get somebody through those bars. If we can get somebody through those bars, everybody's out. And they're constantly looking for little cracks in the new rules.
So you remember about 20 years ago, there was this big debate, and I think Roger Ebert's the one that got involved, and people were saying, like, games can be considered art, and he's like, games can't be considered art. And I think now we could all agree that some games can be considered art, right? Like, there's really nice, some of the stories in some games have been amazing, so some games can be considered art. I would like to start a new debate now. I believe some trolling should be considered art, because this is art to me. This is like, because anybody could like throw paint on a canvas, right? But the fucking Michelangelo, that's beautiful. That's thought-provoking. Anybody could troll people, right? Anybody could go online and go, oh, you're fucking fat loser, you're an asshole. But this is next level stuff because it's a troll that's so good that you can't criticize it because then you look stupid.
Yeah, what do you have to either attack women or attack Islam. You can't have both in this one, and that's what's beautiful about it. You have to pick one, and there's nothing wrong with Islam is right about women.
You're right.
Harmless statement.
This is brilliant.
But it's making these people admit that Islam is problematic, that it does have and that women are like they gotta pick one. It's literally gonna break them. It's like how do we?
Sparked here in Winchester, are these free speech or hate speech?
It says Islam is right about women.
They read Islam is right about women.
Several more found at the
This is a super cut, by the way.
Elementary and high schools and Unitarian Church. It's unclear who they target, women or Islam.
They're so confused. I love this. They're so broken by this. But you understand, News 5, by saying that. By saying that out loud with your own words, you're acknowledging that there is a troublesome relationship between Western values and Islam. You're admitting that being a woman and being Muslim are not very compatible. Like they're saying it. The sign didn't say that. The sign said Islam is right about women, and they immediately went into, so do you hate Islam or do you hate women? And you're like, I didn't say any of those things. What are you talking about?
You said those things.
Dude, it's so easy to get these people sometimes to just expose themselves that it's the same way with racism. Like the left is, and I am not doing the whole Democrats are the real racist, but leftists are just as racist as everybody else. Everybody is racist, by the way. But the left does this, and I saw this last night. I got this sent to me. It was a sponsored Twitter ad, and it was like, ban menthol-flavored vape juice in New York State because it targets black children.
What?
Black kids smoke menthols. We need to outlaw menthol. Your black kids are smoking menthol vape juice. We need to stop menthol. And it was well-intentioned, you know what I
Right.
mean? But it's well-intentioned racism. So it's like a sponsored ad on Twitter. It's a sponsored ad that says, we need to outlaw menthol flavors because black kids are smoking menthols. And it's like, I mean, but meanwhile, like, that's more cringe than a guy who says, I don't like N-words and I don't want them in my neighborhood. Because you're like,
right.
well, okay. I mean, he's cutting right to the base of how he feels, and he's telling me how he feels. But the ones that are like, these black kids don't know any better. They smoke the menthols, so we need to, like, it's just like, I know you mean well, but you sound like a racist.
It's the same thing. The ones that come out there and they say stuff like, the reason black people aren't succeeding is because of colonialism and because of slavery. So in turn, you're calling them just animals. Basically, you're saying they can't. You know what I mean? When they do, it's the same. Like, well, it's because they're still stupid.
Okay, let me ask
They're
you
still
something.
stupid.
Yeah, then
that's
why-
what you're saying, right?
Then why did Koreans bounce back from the Japanese colonializing them and skull fucking them for hundreds of years?
Never trust a Korean.
Koreans bounced back pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Does the South Korean fucking ridiculously booming economy, do those CEOs sit around and go, oh, we not succeed because of colonialism?
I know why. Because they already see in widescreen, so they don't have to steal one.
We nuked Japan twice in the course of like a week.
Should have been 4 times.
We nuked them twice. When was the last time a large, predominantly African American or Hispanic population was nuked? Twice. Like, Japan's been nuked twice. Mexico looks like it's been nuked twice. That's the difference. So you can blame colonialism, you can blame the horrors of war, but let's be honest. I mean, Asians pretty much have it down like a NASCAR pit crew now. Oh, okay, we get nuked like 4 times. Okay, well, back to work now. We make peace treaty.
Yep.
Go back to work. We have a whole city to rebuild. Literally within 10 years, it looks like a metropolis again. You're like, you boys did some good work out here. So stop it. Stop. It's this like well-intentioned racism is so cringe.
Was Islam right about women, though?
This is so good.
This is one of about a dozen signs found here in Winchester.
Why is
People we
Jay
talk-
Farrow on the news now?
That's not. Oh my God, is that Jay Farrow? No, that's not Jay Farrow. That's not Jay Farrow.
About a dozen signs found here.
Also, why is he dressed like my father-in-law? Like, remember when news reporters used to wear ties?
Why is he dressed like my father-in-law? It's
Yeah.
very funny. He's literally dressed like everyone's
Everybody's
father-in-law.
yeah.
Here in Winchester, people we talk to say they don't even know what it means.
The sign itself is confusing. It's subject to interpretation.
I really don't know because everybody has their own opinion and I respect it.
Because I have to respect it. Because if I speak out of turn, I will be beaten with a shoe.
Remember when Boris Johnson said they look like letterboxes? I'm not saying that. Boris Johnson said that.
Very funny, by the way.
It's a good line, man.
Remember the old days where you could just say something
just
like
whatever,
that, people
and
would
whatever.
forgive you and be
Yeah.
like, all right,
Yeah,
well,
whatever.
it's not wrong.
Everybody's entitled to say whatever they want.
Anita Davison says
Except for me, because I'm a Muslim woman. I respect everyone's opinion. Everyone can have an opinion except for me.
Sometimes I forget what I look like.
Oh, fuck.
Entitled to say whatever they want.
Anita Davison says she spotted this flyer Wednesday morning on Main Street in Winchester Center. It says Islam is right about
All
women.
I'm saying is, and I've said this before, I think it was in one of the first Blues Dolls video that she ever made of us. When it comes to Islam, 'cause I know people are rough on Islam, close your eyes, and I want you to picture every goddamn MAGA thought that's come along in the past 2 years, from Lauren Southern, Brittany Pettibone, Cassandra Fairbanks, just all these fat-titted thoughts. Now, picture them in a burqa, shutting the fuck up. Picture that, just picture that with me. Everyone,
It's
Loomer,
beautiful.
Lauren Southern, Blair White, all of them in a burqa. Shut the fuck up.
Sounds awesome.
Could you imagine
So
how quiet the internet would be?
So quiet.
Just
There'd be no cancel culture.
it would just be that Spurg Invictus talking in a southern accent, be the only one left. I was awestruck by seeing these young ladies wearing burqas here in the year of our Lord.
I tore the first one down, and then when I saw a second one, I decided to bring it to the police
Could
department
you find
here.
a bigger pair of fucking glasses, you goof?
So she tore the first one down. Why?
Those look like the inflatable glasses they hand out at weddings.
Yeah, you're right.
Celebrate.
She's about to go into a photo booth.
You about to do the chicken dance, dumb bitch.
I tore the first one down, and then when I saw a second one, I decided to bring it to the police.
Why did you tear the first one down? Do you not think Islam is right about women?
You're going to the police?
Why are you going to the police?
Why are you attacking Islam? Are you Islamophobic?
Are you
lady?
actually going to get those SS stormtroopers, the police involved, in taking down Islamic people because what they believe about women?
Show me kitties. That's a good point. Why not just laugh and keep walking?
Yeah, that's what
Seriously,
I wouldn't. I'd take a picture, laugh, and keep walking.
If I walk past it, I'd be like, I'd be like, oh shit, the boys are working overtime again. That's literally, now I always refer to them as the boys. So it's just weird when you're around a normie and you see a news article like this on TV, like in an airport bar, and you just say out loud, like, oh shit, the boys are up to it again. People are just looking at you like, it's like Goodfellas, Jimmy, you son of a bitches.
Let's check out Undercover Demi Laudner.
Department here.
People in town say they think the signs are referring to strict laws applied to women.
I think
Why?
that
Are you saying, no. Is the racist news
Yes.
implying that Islam is bad to women? Because they were just telling me, like Ilhan Omar and all these people, they're so empowered and they're
How cool Islam is.
strong women.
Yeah.
They're showing you how great Islam is. Are they saying that Islam is oppressive to women on the news?
Remember when HuffPost said the hijab is actually a form of showing what a big feminist you are?
I'm disgusted, frankly.
Me too.
I'm disgusted.
Laws applied to women.
I think that putting signs up that make people feel uncomfortable is unfortunate, particularly in this time and age.
I'm sorry. This guy feels like such a plant, doesn't he?
Applied to women.
What?
I think that putting signs up that make people feel
Jim Leary, concerned about signs.
What? Why even? No. Hear me out on this. No. Listen to me on
I'll
this.
full screen it if someone wants to grab it.
Hear me out on this. Why even put anything under there? Right? No. Am I right? Wouldn't you just leave that part blank?
Jim Leary, concerned about signs.
Concerned about signs. But why even put that in? Wouldn't you just put, all right, Jim Leary?
Somebody goes, that is a fun fact about Jim Leary. He's concerned about signs.
I would have just written like Jim Leary and then underneath, local schmuck. Concerned about signs. I don't know. Sometimes they're confusing to me. Sometimes they say stop, and sometimes they say, go, and sometimes they say no right turn. But you can't. I gotta go right. That's the way I'm going. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jim.
Oh,
signs up that make people feel uncomfortable is unfortunate, particularly in this
unfortunate, really, is
I
it?
think it's so unfortunate when people do things that make other people uncomfortable, like rape children.
time and age.
I asked the cop, if you caught me posting a sign like that on one of these poles, would you arrest me? The officer said it's complicated. Technically, it's illegal to post signs like that, any signs on street poles, but it's hard to enforce. And because of freedom of speech and because that post wasn't threatening, it'd be similar.
They just doxed this woman on the news.
Oh, my God.
Who lost her cat.
Oh, my God, you're right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? What are they doing?
This poor girl is just looking for her cat in her neighborhood. And now...
Excuse me. Hi, I'm calling about the... Are you missing a cat? Did you find it's a cat, right? It's an orange cat. Yeah, oh my God, did you find my cat? Howard Stern, Baba Booey, Howard Stern's penis. Click. What? That's heartbreaking.
The news.
She's going to get so many fake calls now about her kitten.
The news, ladies and gentlemen.
Posting a photo of your missing cat.
I assume it's negative. No, that's not cool.
What's not cool?
Smoking. Which I assume she does.
A lot of gums, not a lot of teeth.
It's not a cool thing to do.
It's just upsetting. I just didn't like it. It just wasn't necessary to be up.
We need to get rid of the First Amendment. It's upsetting to me.
No, but again, not even that. What about? But you know what the news isn't doing? What about it was upsetting to you? Like the follow-up question.
They don't want to have that conversation.
The follow-up question should be, all right, and what about it was upsetting to you?
They don't want to have that conversation.
Out in the streets.
When she saw these signs in Winchester Center, she ripped them down, took them to police, and alerted social media.
I love these. You know how many posts I see every day like this? I'm all for free speech, but
then you're not. Then you're not.
Look, guys, nobody loves free speech more than I do, but this is not free speech.
She wrote,
white women, you know that every single time meme, it really needs to apply to white women.
It's almost like, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, Islam is right about women. Anita Davidson, this is what she wrote on her Facebook. I'm all for free speech, but this is just awful. I've torn down 2 signs on Main Street in Town Center. More were found by the high school early this morning, and the police are on their way to rip down the ones. You're going to use police resources to tear down signs?
Yes, because my tax dollars pay their salary.
The ones posted by Lincoln Elementary and the Unitarian Church, please tear them down if you see any more. Angry face, angry face, angry face. She didn't write angry face. She angry face.
Then you're not for freedom of speech.
No, you're not.
You're not all for free speech. You're somewhat for free speech that you like.
Oh, these two are going to be great. Right?
Islam is right about women? What?
For women,
What does that mean?
Why are you so offended?
Why is Islam wrong about women?
Why?
This is beautifully done. I told you this is an artwork. This is artwork to me.
Message is insulting and unnerving.
Why?
I think it's disgusting. It's unsettling. It's somewhat of a misconception that Islam, I guess, hates women.
But
you're reaching that stuff. You're making
nobody
that
said that. That sign didn't say Islam is right about women and they hate women. If you were to ask a Muslim, they would be the first ones to tell you that they don't hate women, right? They don't interpret it as hating women. They interpret it as their belief system. Why are you saying that this is awesome? This is so great. They have woke themselves into such a corner now that it's so easy to poke them. And then they do a news article. Then they do a news story. Not one, 3 news stories about this. 3 separate channels.
Somewhat of a misconception that Islam, I guess, hates women.
It's either.
But that's not what the sign said.
Nobody said that. You said that.
About women, it's either about Islam, it's about both. I'm not really sure what point they were trying to make, but either way, it was terrible.
See, listen to this. This is how a white woman thinks, and this is why I hate them. Why do you always mean to women? This is a perfect example as to why. Did you hear what she just said?
Yes.
I don't even know what it meant, but it's awful. That is women crystallized in 2019. I don't know what that meant, but it's awful, and it offended me.
Have you noticed that except for one dude, the only people they've been interviewing are women?
If we had to outlaw everything that women didn't understand but were still offended by,
oh no,
literally, we would have just as much shit illegal as, well, if we lived in a Muslim country.
I don't want to outlaw my remote control.
You know what? One of the things I loved about Boardwalk Empire was
racism.
One of the most underrated parts of that show was the first season when Nucky Thompson went to go talk to the Prohibition, the women's suffrage group.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, we need to outlaw booze. It's terrible. He's like fucking pushing fucking crates of gin out the back door.
Yep.
And these women are like, yes, outlaw alcohol. Yay. Like just their first foray into politics. As soon as we let women vote, it was, let's outlaw alcohol because I don't understand things. Woo! I get whipped into a frenzy. Meh. This woman just crystallized that in one sentence. I don't understand it, but it's awful. Could you imagine saying that about anything, Royce? If those words came out of your mouth, you would immediately stop and go, holy shit, I just sounded like an idiot. I just, like you would go, I just realized, I self-checked myself, I sound like a moron right now.
Kind of sign is very upsetting to anyone with either an Islamic background or for many women.
Why would somebody with an Islamic background, why would they be upset at this? I believe someone with an Islamic background would believe that they are right about women. They can't. I kind of feel the news has to be on the troll at this point, right?
The Winchester Multicultural Network also now aware, saying to
the Winchester Multicultural Network. What the fuck is that?
Whoever did it.
I think it's short-sighted. I think it's unfortunate. I don't know that you've gained anything that you wanted.
Oh, they got everything they wanted.
And more, as a matter of fact. No one would have expected 3 news stories.
So it's unclear if this was just a prank or if a law was broken.
Hey, no. That's not the... Did he say if a prank or a law was broken?
This is what the news does now.
What law would have been broken?
They find opinions they don't like, and they try to find a way to make something you did illegal. They just drum up dirt now and try to destroy people. This is what the media does. The media is a fucking joke, and you assholes still give them money and watch it.
So you could put and by the way, in these towns, especially in any major city, you see a lot of posters like "Trump is an idiot, man." You know, like cartoons of him getting his head blown off
communist
and shit.
Stuff. I could hang communist stuff all over that same town right now.
They wouldn't
Nobody
care.
would say anything.
They wouldn't care.
And I mean big ass signs, fucking all over the town, and people would be like, "No, they're just fighting fascism." I know because the same news told me that this is illegal, even though it's not.
So it's unclear if this was just a prank or if a law was broken. Police are still investigating.
It is clear. It's clear to me that no laws were broken.
No laws were broken. You would have to arrest people for putting any sort of flyers up there.
And I would have to say that perhaps a couple of small-time local ordinances might have been violated.
Maybe littering.
Littering, perhaps. But if you're talking littering as a crime, you're fucking it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, there was no crime. No law was broken. Even when you litter, even when you jaywalk, that's not really technically breaking the law. You're breaking an ordinance. Like they're never gonna. You could rack up 1 million fucking littering charges. You're never gonna go to jail for it. It's not a crime. Nobody in society looks. Oh man, I can't believe.
Well, the problem with that is, and if you say, but here's the thing. Again, painting them into the corner. Because then if you say that this is a crime because you're not supposed to put signs up, you have to go arrest the people you just doxed that lost their cat. You have to arrest piano teachers that put their numbers out there. Hey, looking for an apartment. So again, no law was broken no matter. And what the law of what? Of writing a sentence? Like even here's the thing. Even they didn't write anything wrong, right? But even if they wrote what was on fucking, we talked about it yesterday on Bruce Willis's sandwich board, right? In Die Hard with a Vengeance, it'd be gross, right? But I don't think a law would have been broken. We still have the right to say wildly unpopular things, right? Like we do. No, I shouldn't ask that question. We do have that right, as far as I'm concerned.
And for the record, because somebody actually said that men are just as dumb as women, Mersh. That's not.
Was that a woman that said that?
It's not true. I don't know, but it's not true. It's simply not true. They don't have higher IQs than men. It's not. They're actually slightly lower than men's. I'm just telling you that. Only in like the last 2 or I'd say 3 years has that science magically changed. You know, with all this new journal science and consensus science and all this peer-reviewed study bullshit they do. Science only exists now to frame an agenda. But for hundreds of years leading up to now, men had higher IQs than women. It's just a bottom line. That's not hate speech. It's not anger. I'm stating that up until 2017, the data always showed men as having higher IQs. So by your definition, up until peer-reviewed science, that's just not true. Men are smarter. Sorry. And they're way more fucking well-versed on international politics and constitutional law and things of that nature. It is a fact that women think emotionally. They always have, and they always would. Just brought up the fucking Nucky Thompson thing because that was a legitimate thing. Like the women's suffrage thing was pushed because it was like, man, we're gonna get a whole bunch of dummies voting, and we can just whip them into a frenzy, however we like, and they're just gonna vote that way. Again, summarized by that woman saying, "Yeah, I don't really understand it, but it's awful." That fuck, dude. If I could have that on a fucking t-shirt. Obviously, a woman's t-shirt. Room for the titties.
A V-neck?
Something.
Show them off. If you got them, show them off. Also, just a little side note. You could tell if someone used to watch Star Trek as a kid by the way they say data or data. I say data because of Star Trek, but anyone who's not a Star Trek fan, I have found that says data.
I just look, and I get it. Not all women, okay? I loved Margaret Thatcher. Women. Margaret Thatcher was awesome, but other than her, really, what are we working with here? It's Margaret Thatcher and like Joan of Arc, and then that's it. It's the rest of you.
No, I feel like you're missing a couple at least.
No, not really.
Let me think. No, I think you are. Hold on, let me think.
Christina Aguilera?
Christina Applegate.
Okay, that's... all right.
Dude, she made a lot of boys men on Married with Children.
Give her that much. Can we just start doing the Eric Andre the Hannibal thing every once in a while? Let's give it up for Christina Applegate, everybody.
I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm with
her
that.
on screen for no reason.
Let me...
Mary Curie. All right, that's fine, Chronic Ops.
That's a good one.
Madame Curie also like slept with giant chunks of radium on her nightstand and carried it around in her pocket because she thought the glow was pretty. Now, I understand she discovered radium, and radium went on to become one of the biggest, most utilized things in science. I'm not taking that from you. But what did Madame Curie do other than find a glowy rock and go, "Ooh, this is pretty," and walk around with it in her pocket until she died of cancer? Then everybody went, "There's something to this radium."
Who's the queen that died when she tried to fuck a horse? Like, I think she gets an
Catherine the Great.
Yeah, she gets an honorable mention because you know what? She was a young go-hard, and you got to give her that. You got to give her that.
Great, yeah, she tried.
She partied.
By the way, I do not think that's remotely a true story.
I know.
It's like, remember when you were like growing up, like we didn't have the internet and like, we didn't have like.
You always said pass these stories.
We had
down.
4 TV shows, so all you had was like made up stories about a Russian queen trying to fuck a horse. And it just spread like wildfire.
But you knew the name right away, didn't you? You knew the name right away, didn't you? Mohammed Abal-Roach.
Somebody wrote, "What are you doing, Mersh?" Oh, I'm sorry. Look, I hate to break this to you, but Mary Curie is never going to fuck you.
Yeah.
Stop white knighting for.
And neither's Catherine because you're not a horse.
Yeah, I hope she sees this, bro.